I am Liz Latoile at Four Star Farms in Northfield, Massachusetts. We are a diversified family farm and we started growing grains about 4 years ago. So I'm here today to just tell you a little bit about what we do, the different types of grains that we grow, and kind of what it looks like out on a grain farm. Where I'm standing right now is the middle of our 70-acre field where we have 4 different types of grains growing. We have 2 types of hard red winter wheat, spelt and triticale, which is what you see here in front of me and around me. Triticale is a cross between wheat and rye that basically was created to help create the good yields of wheat, so you can produce a lot of it, but have some of the sturdy characteristics of rye so it could sustain the weather, the different climates, and the different soil conditions. Triticale can be used in a couple of different ways. You can use the berries very similar to how you would a wheat berry. It's really great in pilafs or side dishes, like almost like a wheat berry salad. And when we mill it up into flour, we can offer it as a whole grain flour that is wonderful for pastries. It has a great undertone that helps to bring out the other flavors in the recipe that you're making. So quick breads are fantastic, and cookies also makes really good brownies. So in addition to the triticale, we also grow a couple of other grain varieties, 2 types of hard red winter wheat, a soft white winter wheat, soft red winter wheat, spelt, and buckwheat. They all have the same growing season. But the hard red winter wheats are just that. They are hard, which implies that they have a high protein content, making them really excellent in breads. They are red, so the hue and the color from the grain itself is a red undertone. And they are winter, which means that they grow over the winter season. So we plant them in the fall. They go dormant in the winter once the ground freezes, and then they start growing again in the springtime. And we'll harvest them probably a little bit later in the stage than what these are showing. So midsummer, usually the hottest week of the year, is when we like to harvest those. The soft white and the soft red are wonderful for pastry flours. They also make for wonderful wheatberry salads, because we like to recommend the softer wheats for that, just because they're a little more digestible, a little more palatable, cook up a little more tender. But certainly the hard reds can work for that too, just need a little more cooking time. Spelt is another type of grain that we offer, and it is within the wheat family. It is fantastic to use in the kitchen when you're making breads, works exceptional in sourdough loaves, and also makes for a very extensible pizza dough. So if you like a really thin crust, stretchy dough, it's fantastic. Since it is in the wheat family, there is gluten in spelt, but what we've learned through our experience and through different research is that some folks that might have gluten intolerances can digest and palate spelt a little bit better than they can wheat. It could be because it is an older grain, that the attributes of it aren't as impactful for folks that have gluten intolerances. And 2 other things that we grow here that aren't quite classified as grains but are often mistaken for them are buckwheat and amaranth. Buckwheat is something that we only offer as a flour, a milled flour here. It is a very hard seed, so it's hard to get buckwheat groats, which are very common in the grocery store. We also offer amaranth, which is another herb, which looks more like a broadleaf plant than a tall grass like the grains that we have here. And we're excited. This is our first year of growing amaranth. So far so good, looks really good, but we have to wait and see how it turns out at the end of the growing season this summer.